Harry Potter came to me on a train in 1990. I was sitting just staring out of the window, and the idea just fell out of nowhere. It was the purest stroke of inspiration I've ever had in my life, and I've been writing about him ever since. Literally, I have boxes, loads of stuff on him that has travelled with me to Portugal, where I was working before Edinburgh, back to Edinburgh, slowly growing and growing. But it was in Edinburgh that I actually kind of carved a book out of that massive material. My circumstances then were that I was single parent, recently divorced, not working, very, very broke, and determined to finish the book because I was about to start training as a teacher, and I knew that I would have no time at all to write, so it was a self-imposed deadline. I just wanted to finish this book and just try and get it published. It was turned down by 3 publishers before Bloomsbury, which actually isn't that many at all, but one of them kept me hanging around for about a year, saying we might, we don't know, and that was bad for my nerves, and it made it feel far more difficult than it probably was. I was very lucky. I got the second agent I approached took me on, so that was the big break. That was the biggest break, that I was taken on by a very good agent, Christopher Little, and it was then up to him to take it round to publishers, which again saves your nerves. I wasn't the one who had it thumping back onto my doormat every morning. I did go and train as a teacher, and all the year that I was doing my postgraduate certificate of education, I was waiting to hear from publishers. I already had my agent. Just before I started teacher training, I got my agent. So all that year, I was on tenterhooks, whether it would happen or not. And at that point, my realistic ambition was teach part-time, write part-time, which would have been a great life. I like teaching. Everything turned around. 2 things happened. First of all, I got a grant from the Scottish Arts Council, which I think was the highest grant they'd ever give. It was £8,000, which to me at that time was a fortune. And that was purely so that I could afford to take only part-time teaching work, and I could afford to finish book 2. And then shortly after I got that grant, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was sold to America for an amount that was way outside my wildest dreams, and then that was it. I could afford to give up teaching completely.